Hey tarot people, thanks for putting up with my late video last night. I hope you get to enjoy it. It's pretty damn candid, and I'm gonna continue to be damn candid because, oh, and I'm wearing a wig today because I was just dancing and my hair under it looks like shit. It's fun, you know, you get to be somebody slightly different. I mean, I know it looks damn good on me. I mean, that's why I bought it. But, you know, everyone's like, is that a wig? It's like, well, you saw me with short hair yesterday. What do you think? Nope, magic hair growth pills. That's what it is. Okay, let's get some sage. Go. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Love it, right? Love it. I always miss dancing when I take a hiatus, but it's really hard on my body, and I don't, I can't afford to get massages all the time. That would be so nice, though. You can support me on Patreon and help me with my massage membership, though. So, anyways, let's get to what I wanted to talk about today, which is different points of view and conversations and not having all the information and holes in arguments. The social interaction of Facebook gives us a lot of fodder and fire for, observation of people. Especially when somebody says, I've been around and I know everything, or I know a lot. It's like, usually then they don't know shit. And it's just so... It's baffling to me when people think that they know how a situation works, especially when they forget to factor in all aspects of this world that we live in, and they continually just zero in on a certain point, like about people using welfare and slacking. I don't know how many times I've gotten into arguments with people about government assistance and people who use it. Having government assistance is not going to make people not work. It's not. It won't. It's not. People want things. They desire things. They want to go places in life. And being able to feed their family is not going to deter them from wanting to do those things and work. But the fact is that most people, they can't get access to an education that would pay them a decent wage. And that doesn't mean that they're any less capable than somebody who may have had connections to, a certain position because of who their family was, or who they knew, or what their color of their skin was. And the fact that people consistently go to this, oh, people are mooching off the government, oh, they're taking my tax dollars. I guarantee you, most of those people are on welfare, and they're the ones using the government, and they are like, well, they're hypocrites. 100% of people are hypocrites. I'm hypocritical, you're hypocritical, we're all hypocrites. Get used to it, that's how life is. But the point is, we need to rectify our hypocritical behaviors by being more mindful of what we do. And, I mean, we're all at some point going to be hypocritical. I don't know everything, and I know what the scope of my world is and what I've studied, but I admit it. I'm not trying to pretend like I am the be all end all see all kind of thing. But when I see something and I've studied it for a while, yeah, I know. That and relationship dynamics. There's always that he said, she said, stuff going on. And people are really, really good at painting a picture of their innocence and, they're just not acting proper, and they're not trying to better themselves, and I tried to save them. But also, you're interfering. I've interfered. I've interfered in the process of others and their learning curve. People have to learn lessons on their own time schedule, and you cannot force that. Now, if somebody's going to be a dick to you, you can be like, all right, well, we're done here. I don't have to deal with your dickish behavior. And I've been a dick, I will fully admit my dickish behavior. I am like the first person to, admit it, which is why everyone so easily is like, oh, well, Nicole's wrong. Frankie Nicole's wrong. She admits it. That's only because I admit it. There's people out there who are way more in denial of their wrongness that are probably way more wrong than I am, and because they're denying it, are operating at a sham level of even further. At least I acknowledge and I'm self-aware of when I'm wrong, and I work to correct that. And that's the problem, is that people they dump it all on somebody who will fully admit that they're wrong, and then they're like, well, blame's off me. It wasn't my fault. That this person was fucked up. Well, what brought you to this fucked up person? Do you seek out fucked up people because you yourself are fucked up in your own right, and you seek to heal that fucked upness in the other person because you can't heal it in yourself? Maybe that. Or just, there's so many variables to why people are drawn to one another, and it's so ridiculous when somebody like, well, I couldn't help them, and they're, it's just so sad, and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, it's sad, but if you're just gonna complain about it to get sympathy points from people, then you're no better than that person. At least that person is being authentically, fucked up, and you're just pawning it off like, well, I was trying to help them. Well, you're fucked up too. You can't fucking help people. Not unless you have a degree in major psychology, and even then, therapists can't really help people. They can listen, and they can be, $200 an hour of an ear, but other than that, they don't know the person in their shoes. That's the problem I've found with having therapists. I haven't been able to find a therapist that I can really connect with, because I feel like they don't understand, and they would never understand because they're not inside my brain, and I can't properly articulate exactly what's going on in here. So what I have to do is learn for myself the patterns and the pitfalls of my own life, and try and be cognizant and realize those when they happen, and then try and correct those. It creates a whole lot more work for me to do, but nobody ever said life was easy. There's constantly roadblocks in my path to where I want to be and my successes that I would love to have. But I keep forging on, and I keep working, and I keep daily trying to rectify those things. I can have a temper. I hold it in, and it's just, out of me, and I can be just filthy mouthed and nasty, just nasty, but doesn't mean that some of that information that is coming out of my mouth is not adequately correct. It could have been cleaned up and not said, fuck or shit or you dumb sack of meat, but, doesn't mean it's not right. It doesn't mean I'm not calling you on your fucking shit to the T. Oh, sweet son, where have you gone? Alright, so if you want to see me dance and all my, silliness and, sort of technical but more freestyle ballet stuff, check out my YouTube channel, Singing Softly. If you don't, that's cool. It's not your thing. Alright. Just trying to, get my creative, artistic abilities out there because, everyone else seems to be comfortable doing that and exposing the world to their gifts, and I'm going to expose myself to the world. In the best possible way. and not necessarily nudity, because that's not the best possible way. When you speak from your heart and your soul, and you exude this creative force out of you, that I think is the most amazing, passionate, soul-touching thing that you could possibly have and do. We all connect with other people's passions, and it's only madness until it's popular, and you know. Okay. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna pull some love cards first, cause I think they'll help further define the clarity of these cards. Because we got some interesting stuff here. We have 4 major arcana cards yet again. We had 2 for today. The Magician and the Fool, which is great. New journeys and, you know, all that nonsense. Woo! Ha! I love this wig. You know, I don't mind my hair is not this long, because I remember when my hair was bleached and long, and it was such a pain in the ass to deal with every day. It would take me like an hour to 2 hours to deal with it, and then it would get like greasy and nasty, and I'd have to, deal with it all over again. With this, I just have to brush it, put it on the shelf for a little bit, and I get to, have my own hair for when I'm like active and around, and when I want to put on long hair, I put it on, and it's great. I'm not trying to, pretend or be false. It's just a different perspective, a different version of me. And I'm feeling good. The love that emanates from my beloved's heart is the light that stems from the mind of God, Goddess. Through each other we become one. I give thanks for the endless blessing that is you. Love and respect your loved one's opinions, but remain grounded in your own truth. You are both wise and beautiful souls. Everyone has a piece of the truth. Exactly. Everyone has a piece of the truth. Not one person is right. But some people have a point, and other people have a point. And this argument is 2 points that seem to not coincide, but totally can mix and be intermeshed. Surrender all that no longer serves you. Let all that remains buried in your heart come to the surface to be healed. Let there be space for new energies to enter. A new beginning transforms darkness into light. Life is a cycle of changing seasons. Let us welcome each new season and surrender the past with grace. Let us remember that nothing is ever lost, for all exist eternally within our hearts. Trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that happiness is possible. Observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. The storm will clear. You can be of assistance to the one you love only if you remain positive. It's a new life for me. Oh, Nina Simone, I love thee. So the cards, yeah. We have the Emperor upright, which is reminding us to have calm, cool heads prevail. Be able to look out at the entire situation in a detached sense, which we were kind of talking about, where, don't get emotionally attached to things that transpire. Things will be said, things will be happening, but as long as you remain, like observing over all that's transpiring and not engaging, then you can have a clearer and broader perspective of what's going on. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Looks like there's, it's like it's non-stable, but it's also not bunkered down, not being held down, and there's like more free flow of movement. So there's that objectiveness allows for more free form of movement where you haven't already jumped to like this specific like thought or emotional stronghold. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So it's dealing with two main, very specific areas and the imbalance. And there is an imbalance. Is definitely something that's happening. There's definitely, there's a continuity in the Two of Pentacles that is interrupted. It's disrupted. There's something that's not being completed. There's, it's all piling over on one side. Too much. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse, which talks about non-traditional things and going in a non-traditional fashion about things and searching for a right way to do something or a right answer in a sense. And it talks about, heed with caution from deviating from the norm. Then for the punctuation mark, we have the Eight of Swords upright. Ooh, and the Lover's card upright, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it's there's probably going to be some fears that you're trapped in. This mental prison of your own making. Because that's what the Eight of Swords is. You can step out at any time. You can cut those threads. You don't have to feel trapped by a situation. It's really a social construct of your own mind. And stepping out of those is a choice. And, I mean, yes, the Lover's card does represent a relationship, two halves of one whole thing. Two people coming together in harmony, yin and yang. Not the same, but complementary of one another. And maybe with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it talks about having to be in the driver's seat and spin that wheel and make it go forward, because maybe just sitting around and waiting for something and waiting for it to happen is not, it's not happening. You have to actually be active in your own life. And perhaps we're not being as active with our choices and our, reciprocal oppositions and things that are, there to help us grow and teach us things, because we're stuck in the fearfulness of our own mind and what that will actually mean. Because if you accept the other side, does that mean that you totally negate your own point? If you say, okay, I see your point, does that negate your whole argument? That's the fear, I believe. I believe that's the fear of, when we're arguing against something that's completely opposite to what we believe or what we're thinking, but we know that it affects us inside, because we, there's parts of it that we do understand and we do connect with, in a sense. And admitting that we connect with those parts and that we feel that, would that destroy our entire argument? No, it doesn't. It just makes the picture more complete, less holes, intermeshing. We're able to take the argument from this side and the argument from this side and put it together to make something concrete. And thank you very much. I just pulled it all together. So I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Happy hump day. Hump something, eat something, whatever you gotta do for today to make yourself feel better. And let's see, I'll leave you with the Giver. Give. See you later.